Sweet 16 goes to church just to see the boys, laughs and screams and giggles at every little noise. Turns her face a little, then turns her head a while, but everybody knows
Alphonse Scarface Capone was born on January 17, 1899 in Brooklyn, New York. He was born to a poor Italian immigrant family. When he was in the 6th grade, he got expelled for fighting a teacher.
Well, a young man in a hot rod car, driving like he's mad, with a pair of yellow gloves.
Capone started his life of crime at a young age. Rumors say he had started pimping prostitutes before he even reached puberty. He was raised on the tough streets of Brooklyn and earned extra money as a bouncer in various brothels. When he was older, he moved to a small tenement, a little more than a slum, near Navy Yard in New York City. Capone met his wife when he moved to the outskirts of Park Slope in Brooklyn. His wife, May, was pregnant and already raising 2 sons, 2-year-old Vincenzo and infant son Raphael. By the age of 20, Capone had moved to Chicago and was managing a popular nightclub named the Four Deuces. By 1924, Capone had his hand in various rackets, including prostitution rings, bootlegging, and gambling houses, and he was believed to be earning over $100,000 per week. In the beginning, the public glamorized Capone's activities and identified with him as the modern-day Robin Hood. It wasn't long, however, before the public started weighing against him when it was believed that he had ordered the death of a famed local prosecutor named Billy McSwiggan. Capone quickly went into hiding, fearing he would be tried for McSwiggan's murder. He remained out of sight for nearly 3 months, and then after realizing he couldn't live the remainder of his life underground, he negotiated his surrender to the Chicago police. On February 14th, 7 members of Morin's operation were gunned down while standing lined up facing the wall of the garage. Some 70 rounds of ammunition were fired. When the police officers of Chicago's 36th district arrived, they had found one gang member, Frank Gusenberg. Before entering Alcatraz, Capone was notorious for manipulating the courtrooms in Atlanta. Despite being convicted, Capone persuaded the keepers to grant him privileges. He had large sums of money in his cell. Even from behind bars, Capone had been maintaining his gang activity and manipulating guards into giving him special privileges. He was a perfect candidate for the new federal prison at Alcatraz. Warden Johnson immediately cut off all contact between Capone and his colleagues. Capone was really set up to be an example of the public what Alcatraz was all about. I'm sometimes up to smile, seeing all the young folks putting on the style. Well, a young man in a hot rod. He was sentenced to 11 years in a federal prison. He served a few years at the Atlanta U.S. Penitentiary and then Lincoln Heights Jail in Los Angeles. In 1934, he was transferred to Alcatraz. Alcatraz was initially a military prison. In the 1850s, President Millard Fillmore reserved the island for military use. During this time, Alcatraz was made into a militarized prison. Alcatraz held many Spanish-American war prisoners. Warden James Johnston reminisced of the intensity of the public interest around Capone's imprisonment, stating that he was continually barraged with questions about Big Al. Each day, newspapers and the press flooded his office with phone calls wanting to know everything, from how Capone liked the weather on the rock to what job assignment he was currently holding. From the first moment of his arrival, he worked to manipulate the system. Warden Johnson had a custom of meeting the new fish when they first arrived at Alcatraz, and usually participated in their brief orientation. Capone spent 4.5 years on Alcatraz and held a variety of jobs. His time on Alcatraz was not easy time. He got into a fight with another inmate in the recreation yard and was placed in isolation for 8 days. James C. Lucas viciously attacked Capone in the shower room. Using half a pair of scissors, he slashed the Chicago gangster several times. Capone suffered a minor chest wound and superficial cuts to his hands. All Lucas said in his own defense was, "Well, he threatened to kill me." Capone was admitted into the prison hospital and released a few days later with a minor wound. Capone eventually became symptomatic from syphilis, a disease he had evidently been carrying for years. The old prison shower room. This might seem like a really strange place to look for some Capone history, but it is reported that he would go there and hide out so he could play his banjo in peace. There are those who believe that ghosts haunt the island of Alcatraz, and some say that you can still hear the strumming of Capone's banjo in the area of the prison today. While at Alcatraz, Capone had been carrying syphilis that he was diagnosed with at the Atlanta Penitentiary. He started showing signs of the disease, including dementia. As his condition worsened, prison doctors treated him with malaria injections and hoped that the fevers caused by malaria would wipe out the syphilis. Instead, the treatment nearly proved fatal for Capone. In January 1939, he was released from Alcatraz and transferred to the Federal Correctional Institution at Terminal Island near Los Angeles to serve his 1-year misdemeanor sentence.